with you. All right, let's do this. Okay, guys, January is almost over. I can't believe it. It has just flown by. So you've got another tonight and tomorrow to take advantage of the Kids Nutrify 20% off special that will be ending on the 31st. And here's a new one for you. Hopefully, there were quite a few of you that were able to join our shop live with Kristine White. We talked about the power of rapid fuel. Rapid fuel is fantastic, whether you are a performance athlete or whether you're just looking for some optimal hydration, but this deal is not going to last very long. Now, if you purchase the rapid fuel, take a note, you can do a screenshot. The SKU is right at the bottom. Between now and February 18th, you are going to get a pack of pain patches. Now, these pain patches are all natural, non-latex, and they're really cool because they've got natural ingredients, but the patch goes on your skin and the heat from your body helps transport all of those natural ingredients into your system to help with pain. So that is a $70 value. So purchase Rapid Fuel, you'll get the strips. There's 15 of these strips in the package, and that will end on February 18th. This is a regular shopping cart item, so you don't have to be a loyalty shopper. So this is a great one to get new customers in with. So that will end on the 18th. Okay, and we have already launched our Valentine's special because we wanted to make sure that you got it before the holiday. This is our gift set. So you're getting the Lucem Lip Serum and the Lucem Lash Serum. And you get a little compact mirror with that as well, all in a cute little box. Not only do you get this at this amazing gift package, 30% off. Now, we also did a shop live on this as well. So you can take a look at that. Once again, this is regular shopping cart as well. Okay, I want to announce our winner for the Slenderize Challenge question of the week. It goes to Denise Young. You won a bottle of Rejuvenex. So for those of you that are following along in the Slenderize Challenge, keep answering those weekly questions. I love reading through them. The new question will be posted by tomorrow, so you can go on there and answer, and we will randomly select the winner for the week. And it has been so fun to watch all of just the community around the Slenderize Challenge. You guys have been giving one another so much support. It's been really fun to watch. Okay, I want to go over the Catalyst Club because, as you know, tomorrow is the last day. It's not too late. You can still get them in. I'm going to go through these like I always do. I'm going to hold the screen, go a little bit slower so you guys can do screenshots if you would like. If you happen to see that your name is missing or a team member is missing, please shoot myself or Alondra an email, and we can check with our compliance department and check to make sure that we get all of these names in before the end of the month. So VIP 2, congratulations. Every week this list gets longer and longer. We are just so incredibly overwhelmed with just the hard work and the support that this promotion has been, because as you know, it's more than just a promotion. This is a lifelong privilege. Take a look at all of our VIP 3s. It is incredible. Not only will you receive a Catalyst pin that will give you special privileges at events, you'll get some merch, special recognition, and the list goes on. So I just want to once again congratulate everyone that has been working so hard toward this Catalyst promo. Now, the next announcement that I want to make is we are going to be hosting a exclusive Catalyst call February 3rd at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. This is only for Catalyst qualifiers. So if your name was not on the list and you feel like it should be, or it's not showing up yet, please let us know, because once again, this call will only be for Catalyst qualifiers. And Cameron Bott has something planned super special to share with you. And we plan on doing
tell them a little bit about
these
what
calls.
it is.
Oh, Cam. Hey, I didn't even know you're here, and I'm chatting away. Cam, yes.
Hey, this is going to be a fun one. So, okay, Kristine had a stroke of brilliance. She has these all the time because she's freaking awesome. But she goes, hey, we're going to do a really cool recognition call, but what is something that we can do to bring value, additional value above and beyond what you're already getting with the Catalyst? And we're coming up with some programs, but I'm going to start the first one of these on that call on February 3rd. And we're going to be doing some skills-based trainings. Now, I've been working on a whole list that we're going to be doing for the entire year. And I thought, what a better place and what a better group to do these with than our Catalysts. So we are going to be kicking that off. We'll do that quarterly. We're going to be doing some fun things actually monthly as well when it comes to skills-based training. I've been working my butt off on a few of these things, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So taking it to the next level, just like James said, on Catalyst on Friday. If you are Catalyst in this list, make sure you are there because we're going to have some fun. We're going to do some cool stuff.
I love this. And, you know, you've probably heard about it. You've probably seen some social media buzz about this, but don't forget, February 11th, something big is coming. We're just bursting at the seams of all that we want to share with you. So February 11th. Now, I've had a few people ask, will they be sending me a link? If you registered for the event, your registration will enter you into winning some prizes. But in order to participate, all you need to do is just go back to that website. Really easy. It's at the top of our current website. It's where you registered. If you click that, the video will be live February 11th, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So you don't even need a special link. You can just watch the video there. And then afterwards, we would love for you to come and share and celebrate with us. We are going to be doing an after party. Each market will be doing one of these. Anyone is welcome to come to this one. I know that South Africa is going to join with us, but Canada will be having a separate one. And the reason why is we're going to have some special regional product promotions that are incredible. They're going to be great promotions for getting new customers and brand partners. So this will be immediately following the call at 10 o'clock. And like I said, you can join this one, you can join the Canadian one. However, we will be sharing what the US promotions are on this call, and Martine will be sharing the Canadian promotions on her call. So you won't want to miss that. And we'll make sure that we record that one as well. So we're excited about that. You know what, Cam, I want to go back a little bit and talk about, you teased it a little bit. We had mentioned that we're going to switch up the way that we do our Monday night calls. Cam, do you want to share a little bit about, do you want me to go through the schedule and then you can kind of share some of the thoughts you have on that?
Go through the schedule and let's go through the thought process because we've put a lot of work and energy in this. Kristine's been really, one of her big goals this year was how do we create value and how do we, because we are by far above and beyond the best product company, the best compensation plan company, but what else do we want to offer? And it really is something that is about culture, really about training, really about skills-based. So that's what we want to talk about. So turn it over to you, go through it and we'll talk more about it.
Absolutely. And, you know, we feel like on our Monday calls, we've gotten some great, you know, testimonials and we have some great business training, but we really want to make 2023 all about you, all about you. And one of the biggest things that I have seen over the last year that has just been so powerful is that sense of community and self-development. And Cam and I wanted to take that to the next level. And we also want to just really blow up our recognition. So going forward, next week will be our first week. We are going to do a combined recognition call. It'll be the first Monday of every month. It will be combined with US and Canada. This call is going to be all about recognition, formal recognition, informal recognition. John and Darren have committed to be on every other month. Some of our other executive team is going to be on. It is going to be a celebration every month about you and all of the hard work that you've done. So that'll be the first Monday. The second Monday will be a call just like this. It'll be your update call with myself, and we'll have our transformation speakers and our main speakers. Now, on the third week, we are going to have a very special self-development training called, I'm going to let Cam give a little more details on. Then the last Monday of the month, we will have another update call. So basically every other month, we're going to do a call just like this, and we're going to sprinkle that recognition call and our skills and self-development and training call in between. So Cam, do you want to share a little bit more?
Yeah, so we want this to be really beneficial so you know what's going to be coming which week. So if you've got new brand partners, you definitely want them on every other week to make sure they're getting the updates, knowing what's happening. And we're going to sprinkle a little bit more fun into these too. We've been working on some game show type stuff. In fact, we've invested in some really cool technology that we're going to be working on. It's fun. The combined recognition call, you'll want to make sure that your new team members, that you're on there, because that is a spot and a place where we're really going to hit heavy on recognition. I hope that as we do this, not only are we building in recognition from event to event, but we treat this call like an event. We want it to be more formal on the recognition so people are really feeling special. And we'll take the entire hour if we need to on recognition and making it really fun. Self-development, this is where I want to come to you, because from a self-development platform perspective, we're putting together an entire program throughout the year where we want you to be able to come for the products, come for the compensation plan, but you stay for the self-development. You stay for the things that you're learning. This can stem from, I mean, I've got an entire, it's like 17 pages long of just different ideas, and I've already worked out the first 8. Okay. Now, if there are items on self-development that you want, I'm happy to slip those in between. So here's number 1, what I'm asking for. I want emails to me, Cameron_Bott@newage.com, soon to change pretty quickly. We're excited about that, about the types of self-development that you want to learn from. It could be, all right, let's go through a few. How to negotiate more for your personal life and your business life, right? How to make decisions, how to mentor, how to overcome objections. We'll get Tim Sales on. He's awesome at that, right? It can be those things, or it can also be stuff like financial mentoring. How do I read a profit and loss statement? How do I budget accordingly? How do I make sure that okay, it can be any of those things. What I hope to do is that as we continue to grow on, I'm calling it the 5-day MBA. That's something that I took from Tony Robbins. He does an awesome job where you can learn not only life-based skills, mental skills, but it's also financial skills or presentation skills or personal growth skills or anything, investment skills, whatever it may be. We want to be doing those things and providing you with the school to get the education inside of this beautiful company. So send me what you want on that. Make sure you get there, because this is going to be an awesome thing. Now, for our Catalyst Club members, we're going to go above and beyond on some of these trainings as well. Hope to bring in some experts on those too. So love to have it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and make sure you get there. So every single month, the same course will repeat. It'll be combined recognition, our update call, skills-based training, update call, combined recognition, right? So then we know exactly what we're hitting. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Pam, I'm so excited, and we're going to have the schedule to you ahead of time, because not only do I think that this is going to be valuable for all of us, but I also think it is such a great way to show maybe friends or family a different side of this business. It's one that I wasn't aware of until I joined this industry, of how valuable that community and that self-development, just that belonging is. And so we might have a topic that is on, taxes, home-based taxes, and it might be a great soft way to invite a friend or a neighbor. So I just think it's going to be a really great way to show a whole new side to this business. So Cam, I'm super excited about that.
It's going to be fun. We love it.
Awesome. Okay, I'm excited. We are going to introduce our product testimonial tonight. And this is somebody that I love and adore. She's for whatever reason, her and Marlene are always on the top. They're always the face that I see when I join my Zoom. And so if I get nervous or whatever, I just look at that smile and it makes me happy. But I want to welcome Pam Middleton. Pam is already hit Catalyst 3. She is senior officer. Not only does she work hard, she is such a great just inspiration and a wonderful team member. And I love partnering with you, Pam. So I'm excited to hear your product testimonial tonight.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Kristine, for inviting me. Well, I want to go back since a lot of people on here may not know who I am. But I have been a registered nurse for over 40 years. I know some of you aren't even that old yet, but my last 30 of it has been as department manager in the largest HMO in the world, the first and the largest. But and if you know what it's like to be a nurse, or if you have ever visited a patient, the one thing you brought into the department all the time was cookies and candy. So that really takes a toll on a body. And actually, by the time I retired, after all those long shifts, poor eating habits, yo-yo dieting, it took a toll on my health. So I retired. At the end, I'm going to ask you guys my age, so pay attention. I'm going to give you clues along the way. So when I retired at age 62, that was about 6 years ago, I was in the worst shape ever. So I was more than almost 50 pounds overweight. And as a result, I had some health issues like high cholesterol, borderline diabetes, yada, yada, yada. And I knew I had to do something different if I wanted to enjoy my early retirement that I took. So literally praying for a solution, 10 days later, I kid you not, 10 days later, I was introduced to someone who introduced me to this program. And what she showed me her pictures, they were phenomenal. She lost 80 pounds in 4 months. If you got, some of you might know who that is. And anyway, so she introduced me to this Clinical Plus program, the Clinical Plus pack. And that was the beginning of my new history, life outside of sick care. I now am interested, I now do well care. So literally just, I gained a pound for every year I was a nurse. That sucks. But 10 days later, I get on the program, and within a few months, I lost a total of 46 pounds. All of those health issues I mentioned were totally resolved. And my lab values, this is important, my lab values were all back within normal limits. When I went back to the doctor, she said, whatever you're taking, just keep on doing it because you look amazing. So just do the disclaimer, we don't diagnose, cure, or treat anything. But my doctor said I could stop taking it because I looked amazing. And I've never looked back. But my favorite product of all, and all of them are my favorites, but the one that I like is this little one right here, which is, for those of you who can't see, it's actually Rejuvenex. Restorex, sorry. And the reason why I like this, I want to give you some facts and then I'm going to tell you why. So in this bottle, it has charcoal, activated charcoal. And for those of you who don't know, when you're sick in the hospital, an overdose or something like that, they give you activated charcoal. So that's in here with a little magnet like zeolite. This zeolite goes and nutrient dense superfoods. That magnet goes through our body and it just like rotor-rooters it and takes out the stored fat. It just really targets that. And so it really helps when we have unwanted substancing. Remember, I mentioned that yo-yo dieting. If you're doing a diet that requires fuelings and just food, processed food, our bodies weren't made to tolerate processed foods. If you think about it and you think about what was in the Garden of Eden, if it was in the Garden of Eden, it was safe for us to eat. I guarantee you there was no CNH sugar, there was no cookie trees, no pie, no cakes, no rice even. So we have to go back to basics when we think about our health. And this helps us to get all of those toxic chemicals out of our body. And it does it in a very natural way. It balances our pH, and it supports really healthy really healthy immune function. So I'm going to slow down because I'm talking faster, that my brain is going faster. So the thing about this is, not only does it remove that visceral fat, you know, that stuff that's in here, that junk in our trunk, but it also you can use this product when you're on the clinical on the program. I'm going to tell you some little tricks. If you take Restorix before you go out and have that treat meal, you know, I know we're on this program for 2 months, but you might have a celebration or something. You want to take your Restorix before you go. That helps because then the fat that's in your that you're ingesting won't get attached to the fat that's already in our bodies that we're trying to take off. In addition to that, you also want to take it when you come back home, just to make sure that it's out of your body, and it'll help you from putting weight on during that time. So this is like a little sneak treat. So for your celebrations, you want to do that. One of the other uses that you may or may not know is it could be used as a facial mask, and it helps to take those impurities out of your skin. And I have a dear friend, Lily Lou. If any of you are interested in how to make the facial mask, put it in the chat room and she'll respond back to you. But it is good for that. And it's also good for whitening teeth. So I definitely recommend this product. This is one that you want to take with you when you travel. You want to take it, and it's super good for when you overdrink. Not saying that anybody on this line does, but you may know some people that overdrink. You definitely want to get this Restorix into them immediately. And not only do you want to make sure that they get Restorix into their body when they have had too much, but also when they come back, and again, maybe the next morning. It also works for stomach viruses. So if you do have the stomach flu, as I talked about, all those toxins that it takes out of your body, it works really well for that. And for those of you who want to take it with a little something else, you could add a little bit of lemon, just squeeze it in. I recommend taking it in a smaller amount, but if you need something for more flavor, just squeeze a little bit of fresh lemon in it. And always, always, always do not travel without this little bottle. So if you know people who do travel, if you have never tried this product, you got to try it, because this is something that you won't ever not have in your an extra one on hand. So think about people who travel, maybe your friends who may be drinking a little bit too much, or they're overindulging and they want a little help with that. This is it. This is it right here. So thanks, Kristine, for allowing me to share.
Pam, I love that, because I mean, you just did a light bulb moment for me, because I'll be honest, by the time I pack all my bottles, like sometimes I end up leaving a few behind, and that is one that I'm like, oh, I'll just do it when I get back. Now I'm realizing that's the one I need more than anything when I'm traveling.
Exactly.
Is the Restorix.
Yes, yes, you do.
And also, I was doing some math, and I don't think I believe you. You look fantastic. And I have been watching your success with the Slenderize Challenge. I think the last post I saw, you were down like 12 pounds.
Yeah, 13.6 since January. Yeah, the 2nd. Yes. Yes. So what did you guys guess? I don't mind. What's my age? You guys can put it in the chat room. What did you come up with?
Let's do it. We have 68 is the magic number.
68 is my age. I will be 69 this year, and looking forward to 70 for next year.
You know, not only do you look beautiful, but you look healthy.
Yeah.
You look healthy and happy. And I think that's so important.
It is. Do you know the secret I learned when I just lost the 13 pounds? I have a scale. I don't know what scale you guys use, but I use I use a Renfro scale, and it tells you all sorts of stats besides your weight. And when I was at my heaviest in January, it showed that my biological age was 69, and it showed up in yellow, a yellow metric. So I'm like, thanks. But since I took this weight off, it's back down to 65. So I am now younger than my chronological age, which makes me feel good. So it's true. The fat that we hold on to, not only does it cause health problems with us, but in addition to those health issues, it also helps us to age. So if you don't want to age, use products, use our amazing products, get back into the best shape and reverse your age, because why not live long and a healthier life?
Oh, I love it. Pam, thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. It's
Appreciate
my pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Okay, up next, I'm so excited because the speakers we have tonight, you know them, you love them. After spending 11 years with the U.S. Navy Underwater Bomb Squad, Tim answered an ad in the Washington Post that led him to his first network marketing company. Today, not only has he earned millions of dollars in the industry, he's become a household name. We're so lucky to have him. And he's written dozens of books, articles, trainings. And not only has he earned millions, but he's coached others to earn millions as well. And Laura is such a good dear friend to me. I just love and respect her so much. She is a graduate of the University of South Florida in business management and marketing, and she's certified fitness and nutrition specialist. She has a passion for working with other entrepreneurs. And what I love about them is together, they truly are this power couple. Together, they've combined proven traditional methods of network marketing with the power of social media. They are founders and top earners in our company. Please welcome Tim and Laura Sales.
Hey there, how are you? Can you hear us?
I can.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Kristine. We're so excited to be here with you guys tonight.
So fun. Incredible.
I am just so thrilled to have you guys on tonight. And I wanted to pick your brain about a few things. I'm sure Cam has some things he wants to pick your brain about. But one of the things that I wanted to maybe ask you about a little bit is I think one thing that we can be certain of is that change always happens, and that we have to have that ability to be able to adapt to change. And so I would love for you guys to talk a little bit about how you maintain being adaptable, but also kind of like I mentioned in your bio, Tim, you have these proven methods of network marketing that work, and the principles don't change. We're a people business, we're a product business, but the times change. Maybe our communication changes. So I would just love you to share any thoughts that you have on that.
Sure, you bet. I'm so honored to be here. And Pam, I've been taking RestoreX. We calculated it for at least 9 years, every single day. It is my absolute favorite product in the company. So here, I really love it. And I learned a lot from what you said. So, all right. So let me kind of back up just a little bit, just from a perspective so that I can answer your question. So number one is that, so my background was military. I answered an ad in newspaper. And then if anybody would see me speaking right now that was in the military with me, you would go, what? He's talking? Because I was the shyest person in the world. Okay. I defused bombs underwater. And I just was not a talking person. Okay. Really and truly. So then I answered the ad and he walked me through a process. He sent me a video. I watched it. I liked it. I went to see him. It was about an hour drive. And then I ended up joining the business and did extremely well. We've made 6 to 7 figure incomes for the last 33 years. So obviously it was it impacted me in a biggest kind of a way. And so I would never talk to strangers. I was trained in the military not to do that. I ended up, when I first started, I ran ads in the newspaper because that's how I came in. I answered an ad in the newspaper, the Washington Post magazine, our newspaper. And so, but I wouldn't call the people back. They would call answering the ad, but I wouldn't call them back because I was afraid and I didn't know what to say. And so I finally I went through this whole series of trying to find out what would work. And so I read script books. I went to all the trainings that I could go to, like how to call people and get over the fear of the phone and all of that stuff. And I finally just kind of stepped back and I said, wait a minute, now what did Rick do? His name was Rick Mayo, the person that I answered the ad for. And I just reverse engineered the process he put me through. And then I learned that. And I repeated it over and over and over again. I just, like in the military, we have a phrase that's called drill it until you can't do it wrong. Because most people drill it until they do it right. But we were the high standard. We had to have that high standard. And so that's really what I did is that and so now it doesn't matter what platform I'm on. It doesn't matter if I'm on the phone. It doesn't matter where I'm at. It always works. So that's basically.
Yeah, I think what the important thing to keep in mind is that no matter where you're at, you're always talking to people. And so whether it's in person or whether it's on social media or whatever, the process of being genuine and talking to people and inviting them to look at your business or your products it's the same process. I think sometimes with social media, people forget that they're talking to real people. And so they try to go straight for the sale. And, that's where it comes off as being spammy. But if you know this inviting formula is what he's referring to, then it doesn't matter where you're at. If you follow the formula, then you can have success with it. So.
And it's not even just for network marketing. It's for inviting somebody to come to Thanksgiving dinner. It's to invite somebody to, I don't know, come to the Christmas party or anything else. It's just a process. And so, Kristine, is it okay if I show my slides and because I want everyone to have a visual of this, because if you do this right and really get it down, it's the way to go. All right, so.
Is it giving you the option to share?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay. So can you see my screen?
I can.
All right. Okay, so the inviting formula is just real simple, and I hope that it really does come across as simple, because what I remembered about the ad was that it said give him a call. So he put out like this phrase. It was kind of hokey. None of you would have ever answered an ad like this, but it spoke directly to me. And it was earn $20,000 a month in 6 to 24 months, drive a fancy European sports car, wear Italian custom-made suits. If you have the courage to call, it can make you rich. Will train, and the phone number. And the only thing that I saw in the ad was will train. Because in the military, you drill until you can't do it wrong. And so I was like, if he could teach me to make $20,000 a month, I don't care about the car. I don't care about the clothes. That's where I want to be. So that was why I answered the ad. I called him from a payphone at the barracks in Maryland. Okay. So I'm standing at the phone, and then he asked me to talk. Like basically he was asking me questions, and there's a whole line of guys behind me, and they're wanting to call their girlfriend, and I'm sitting up there talking. And this guy, remember, I'm in a payphone. So they gave you about 5 seconds to put another quarter in. And so I knew that he was asking me a lot of questions because I don't know, I think it was a quarter every 5 minutes or something. So he got me to talk. That was the main thing that I had remembered. And I would answer the questions as briefly as I could. And so he got me to talk. And so that was part of the greeting. And then the second step was he began to qualify me. Was I really, really interested in doing this? Do you really, really want to own your own business kind of conversation? And he says, you know, like, why did you really answer this ad? Like, what was it? And I said, I want to be trained to make that kind of money. And he said, okay, are you willing to put in the effort and stuff like that? And he wasn't taking it away. He was just very polite about it. All right. And so then the next thing he says, all right, well, based upon what you want and based upon your commitment, then would you look at a video if I sent it to you? And I said, yes, absolutely. Right. And it was just like that. And so I gave him my address and then he sent it to me. But before he got off the phone with me, he closed me to action and it got me to look within a time frame. So what he said is that I'm going to ship this out to you. It's probably going to take about 4 days before it gets to you. And then will you promise me that you're going to rip this open and look at it right away? And I said, yes, I will. And he said, okay, because I'm going to be spending money to ship this to you for the video. Is a VHS video. All right. So you may think, why is he explaining this stuff? It's so old school. But why I explain this is because it has to do with the process. So I reversed engineered. So I didn't like what the scripts sounded like because it was just this, you know, it doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter if they've got a child screaming in the background. It doesn't matter anything. You're just pumping that script towards somebody. And I wanted it to be where, how would I want to be treated? And so the way Rick treated me was the way that I wanted to treat everybody. All right. And so the last step that he did was that he followed up and he kept me focused on it. And so what that means is that I gave him my number at work. And so I ended up going up, meeting with him. But as soon as he said that I needed to spend $350 for a pack or something like that of skincare, I was like, I don't even use that stuff. I don't have the body parts for it. I don't know why in the world I would be doing something like this. And so I ended up leaving, going up to this, to Boston or something like that, but he kept following up with me. All right. And so it's an important step in the process. Okay. And so all I did was take what you're looking at right there, and then I turned it into a process, and that process is called the pipeline. All right. So now you see everything that I do is I generate a lead, I contact the lead, I set an appointment to see a presentation, and I follow up. I get a customer or a rep, like a representative, a brand partner, or they say no and they're off the list. And that's all my process. I do the inviting formula here. I do the inviting formula here. To get the appointment. And as soon as the presentation, if I'm doing the presentation, I still do an inviting formula. Like, what do you want to hear? What are you most important? What are you most interested in? And all of those kind of things. And then I follow up 7 times, just like Rick did. And then they become a customer or a rep, and I serve them and make money. That's the whole game. And it doesn't matter if it is it's a phone call or a text message or a social media direct message or an in-person conversation. Anytime that I want to take her out, it's the inviting formula, right? Like it's a quick one, right? Hey, babe, you want to go to the movie? What's the movie? She asked. Well, what do you want to watch? Right. And so it's just, it's all we do is the inviting formula. It's with our kids. It's with everything. So you have anything you want to say on this? No,
No, you nailed it.
She's being kind. And so the other thing that I would say about it is that what you're really trying to do here, and if you ever just logically sit down one day and just ask yourself this question, which is you're trying to find out what the prospect's desire is, because I can guarantee you something. If I ask Laura what she wants on Valentine's Day, and then I don't deliver that, then I'm an idiot, wouldn't you say? Like, like that's just logical. If I deliver something other than that, right? And so if you can find out the desires of a person having to do with the business or having to do with the product, then you're always going to say the right thing. But you're almost guaranteed to say the wrong thing if you come out, you know, like pushing your agenda on them. And so the reason that this whole thing is the way that I outlined it was so that I could control I'm just going to put a red dot here, so that I can control the person inside of this column and then inside of this column. And what I mean by control is that I'm going to use the inviting formula. So that's greet. I'm going to get them talking to me, and I'm not going to move to the next column until they actually finish that column, if you will. So when I'm doing the greeting, I'm trying to get them to talk to me, right? That's the whole thing that I'm trying to do, because they're not going to tell me what they really want in the next step. I'm going to back up just so that you see this again. So this is the greeting, and the whole purpose of that is get them to talk to me, not listen to me. That's the wrong idea. I might talk enough just to get them to start talking to me, okay? And then in the qualify step, what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to find out what they need, want, or don't want. And if I can serve them, I'm not going to invite them to look at what I got until I know that. And then I move to the close to action step. As soon as they say yes, they'll take a look, and I'm going to close them into a future time. All right, so now I can go back to this, because I'm trying to maintain within a column while I'm talking to that person. So this would be in the contact section. I'm trying to maintain right there in that column before I move over and ask them, you know, to see a presentation. So I might send that to them in a link. I might set an appointment to do a Zoom or any of that. All right. So now I can go to that. And so I just move them through the columns is what I do. And then I use it on any platform. So that's the process.
This is really important for those of you that are using social media, because a mistake that I've made a lot, actually, and Tim had to correct me on this.
Nicely.
Is that I would make a post about something, and let's say I did a post about Renew, and I would get a whole bunch of comments of people that said, I'm interested, or send me the link, or yeah, I want some, you know. And so I immediately jumped to thinking that I was in the invite step. Like, okay, good. They said that they wanted the link. So I would open Messenger and I would say, you know, hey, Sarah, thanks for commenting on my post. Here's the link for Renew, or here's how you get it, right? So I was jumping straight to that without greeting, without qualifying. I assumed they were already qualified because they commented on my post and said they wanted it. But I can't tell you how many people said they wanted it. And then when I messaged them, they never responded. And it was because I didn't follow the inviting formula. I didn't greet them and say, hey, how have you been? What have you been up to? How's it going? And then what Tim said that I could have said, which would have helped, is what did you like most about the post, or what interested you about the post? I saw that you commented on my post. What did you like about it? Or what point, you know? So then you get them talking. Oh, I really loved how you said that it helped with sleep or fat loss or whatever. So then I qualify them right then and say, oh yeah, this product has helped me a lot with that. Let me, you know, show you how you can get the free trial or whatever. So just following that process on social media, even if you already think the person is interested, because maybe they've replied to a story of yours or they've replied to a post, still keep this inviting formula going, because it's going to increase your conversion. if you can get them talking to you and get them responding to you, they're not going to ghost you because you're in the middle of a conversation. But if you just send them your link, even if they asked for it, a lot of times they don't even respond to that, right? So just keep that in mind when you're using social media, when you're doing your posts, and you're doing your stories, keep doing the inviting formula.
And the last thing I'll just say about this, and I don't have to have this, I'm going to just take this off. Last thing is that it doesn't matter the platform. And so I did this, I learned it, I set a stuffed animal across the table from me because I always muttered, or how when you mummer or you don't pronounce the words right. So I grew up in the South in Tennessee, and I really did not understand the whole thing around what they were trying to teach me on how to pronounce words and stuff like that. And so in any way,
Everyone's like mumble.
Yeah,
mumble.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was all of the stuff that you can imagine, but like I couldn't spell. I would have put an I right in between I and E because I didn't know if E came before I or I came before E.
I before E,
except after C, except other than A or something like that. And so, yeah. So all of that stuff, I had that noise in my head. And so it caused me to withdraw from ever wanting to communicate, right? And so I said, when I looked at this whole thing that Rick did, I go, if I just master this, that's my barrier. It's my barrier. And if I've got to get through this, then maybe it'll work for me. And so that's what I did. And so I just did it without a lot of emotion. And then over a little bit of time, I ended up realizing that I had to be on the phone. I had to be attractive. And so in other words, there's something in the world of marketing where you have to show excitement. You have to have that spark, like you've got something and that they need it and they want it. And so I would then later develop a little bit more and a little bit more. But now I haven't changed a single thing about the inviting formula. Gosh, since probably 92. And so when I say I've had a 6 to 7 figure income for 33 years, this will work anywhere. And so take the time to get good at this. And that's my highest recommendation to you.
I love that so much because it really just isn't. So many people were dropping comments in the chat. It just goes back to, this is a relationship business. And, I think, Laura, you said earlier of being genuine and coming across. And sometimes that's a little easier to do in person. And so there's some little ways that, we can learn to do that better on social media. But Tim, it's exactly what, we were talking about at the beginning. These principles are true, time tested and true. And I'm seeing you're getting so much love in the chat. It's just such a basic formula. And I think it gives people hope. They're like, oh, if I can just master this and that. You broke it down so simply. So thank you.
No, you bet. It's our honor.
Yeah. So this and the pipeline are the basics, so you get that foundation done and then you can just fly.
I love that. So before I let you guys go, I want to just ask you, so what you're excited about 2023. And at the first of the year, we kind of in the chat, we kind of just talked about what's your word for the year. So I don't know if you guys do that, if you pick a word that you focus on, but maybe just share what some of your goals are or some things maybe that you're excited about for the upcoming year.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm obviously super excited about the event coming up on February 11th. I think it's going to be great that we have the reveal. We know who we are, where we're going, what we look like, and how we can all come together as one big family and just totally crush it. So we're just really excited about that event, but not just the event, but what it means for us and what it means for all of you, what it means for our company. And we just really plan on really reaching all of our goals. Like, we have a personal goal. We want to build a dream home. And that's, you know, one of our biggest goals that we're working on right now. And so we want to just build, right?
Yeah, it would be 10x. Okay, so I hate to make this awkward, but hang on just a second. I just got to grab something.
I love this.
Hate to make this awkward.
Okay, so a very, very long time ago, I saw this, okay? And so I ended up just putting this on a cork board over there, and each one of these is rank advancements. And so and it goes beyond this page, right? So it just stops at like $12,000 a week in base pay. But I had targets, and then as I would hit them, I ended up at one point looking at it and looking at my income. And so I was way ahead of what this chart was. And so I remember going recently, I said, all right, all businesses have barriers. All of them have challenges. Corporate is our partner because they create all the products, they manage all the customers and everything that come in. They are the ones keeping the database on it, and you know, and they're shipping the products and all this stuff. So they're our partner, and so there's challenges there, just like there's challenges in our house where, you know, like, all right, we're going to go on vacation, you know, and so we're going to have to do this and this and this about the business and so on and so. And so it's just normal operating basis that there are barriers along the way, right? And so I remember when we were going through the challenges, I just kind of said, you know what? When this is over, there is just no excuse. I want to 10x what that bottom number was, okay? Because that's what I wanted to do. And so that's where we're heading.
I love it. You guys, thank you so much for sharing. And
But that's our word, 10x. That's our word.
10x, 10x. I love
10
that.
times.
Yeah, we got to think bigger, you know, all of us. So
Yeah.
whatever your goal is, you got to set it 10 times bigger, because it's just what's happening is we're limiting ourselves and what we think we can accomplish. And so we're setting small goals, even though it might seem like a huge goal. You gotta open your mind and just push yourself to go even further than that, because all of us can accomplish 10, 100, 1,000 times more than what we think we're capable of. So we're going to start with 10x, and then we'll
even
up it
if
from
we
there.
fail, we will 5x it.
Right?
And so, you know, like, yeah. So we challenge you. All right. So we challenge you guys to set those terrific goals, you know, like those things that not enough that you say, oh, this is stupid. No, it's just put it out there enough that's going to cause you to groan just a little bit. You know, that kind of like, well, that's going to be challenging. Well, that's the only time it's actually a game for you. You know, if you put a goal that I'm gonna contact one prospect, well, that can be done in about 5 minutes. That's not challenging. Say I'm going to call 10 a day for 30 days. And if that makes you groan, where you go, man, I don't even know where to get 10 prospects a day. Now we're talking. Now you're firing up the engine. So that's the way we think.
I think that's fantastic. I think 10x might be my new favorite word for the year. I might switch mine.
Yeah.
Laura, Tim, thank you so much. We appreciate your leadership and all of the words that you shared, all the little nuggets. Like I said, you're getting so much love in the chat. So thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Anytime.
It's our honor.
Yes. Thank you for inviting us.
And
Have a great night, everybody.
And I also just want to thank Pam again. If you haven't tried Restorix, try it. I'm definitely throwing it in my travel bag. You guys have a good night. Thank you for all you do. And we will see you next Monday will be our big combined recognition call. So we will see you then. Thanks,
Don't forget about
everybody.
Friday. Let's get there Friday.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.